Image. The movie Frozen can almost be watched as an AIM teaching about repression, fear of love, self-concept, isolation, and the thawing of the defended heart. Elsa's core belief is essentially, there is something dangerous about me. That is deeply aligned with the ego's hidden foundation in A Course in Miracles. My mind is unsafe. Love harms. What I truly am could destroy others. I must control myself to be accepted. After the childhood accident, fear enters the system. Not just fear of power, fear of relationship itself. The parent's strategy is classic ego psychology. Conceal it. Don't feel it. Hide. That line is practically the curriculum of repression. ACM would say the ego survives through hiding. Hiding guilt, hiding fear, hiding desire, hiding innocence, hiding the belief in separation itself. The closed gates of the castle symbolize the defended mind. Isolation becomes mistaken for safety. But isolation has a cost. It freezes aliveness. And the ice powers themselves are a beautiful symbol psychologically and spiritually. Ice is frozen flow, frozen feeling, frozen extension, frozen life force. Love extends, fear contracts. As Elsa becomes more defended, winter spreads outward automatically. That mirrors her projection in ACIM. Inner fear appears as an external environment. The kingdom freezes because the mind freezes, not as punishment, as expression. One of the strongest ACIM themes in the film is the confusion between control and peace. Elsa believes, if I can perfectly control myself, then everyone will be safe. But control is not peace. It is tension attempting to imitate peace. Eventually, repression erupts anyway. That's important psychologically too. What is denied does not heal. It goes underground and gains force. Then comes let it go. Spiritually, this scene is interesting because it is both liberation and still partially egoic. She stops suppressing herself, which is healthier than hiding, but she also withdraws into isolation and self-definition. I'm alone and free. That's a transitional freedom, not full healing. ACIM would probably say the ego can turn independence itself into a substitute identity. The ice palace is beautiful but solitary. It's a self-concept cathedral. Many spiritual seekers pass through this stage, rejecting social masks, embracing uniqueness, separating from the crowd, constructing a purified identity. Necessary sometimes, but not the end. Healing fully arrives through relationship. Anna represents something powerful in ACIM terms, persistent joining. She keeps extending love despite rejection, distance, misunderstanding, and fear. Not perfectly, she has her own naivete and projections, but she keeps moving toward connection. Hans's specialness disguised as romance. He reflects the ego's transactional version of love, charm, performance, self-interest, manipulation. Prince Charming mythology collapses. Meanwhile, Kristoff represents something more grounded, presence without excessive image management. And Olaf is almost the Holy Spirit comic relief figure. Seriously. He's innocence without cynicism, warmth inside snow, joy inside impossible conditions. He keeps embodying a truth the fearful mind overlooks. Love is more fundamental than the environment. The climax matters deeply. Anna is saved not by being rescued externally, but through an act of love that transcends self-preservation. That is profoundly ACIM. The miracle dissolves fear through joining. And notice, Elsa's powers stop being destructive the moment fear softens. The problem was never the power itself, it was the terrified interpretation of it. That parallels ACIM's view of the mind. The mind is not dangerous. Misidentification is the problem. When love replaces fear, the same energy becomes creative rather than defensive. Even the thawing of the kingdom symbolizes the undoing of projection. The external winter was never separate from the internal condition, as within, so perceived without. And there's one more subtle ACIM layer. Elsa spends most of the movie believing love requires controlling herself into acceptability. But healing comes when love reveals that nothing real about her needed hiding in the first place. Not the ego self, not the defensive self-concept, but the living capacity to extend. ACM constantly points toward this. What you truly are is not the frozen mask, nor the feared power, nor the defended persona. Underneath the ice is something already whole, already lovable, already safe to extend.